South of Jackson, Wyoming, off of Highway 189, is where you'll find the Granite Hot Springs Pool at the end of Granite Creek Road. In the midst of a large spruce, fir, and pine forest, there is a built, concrete hot spring pool located near Granite Creek. The hot springs may be reached in the winter by a snowmobile, dog sled, skis, or fat bikes, and there is a cost for bathing there. There are restrooms, picnic tables, and a number of information kiosks available. Both alcohol and drinkable water are not permitted in the hot springs. Trailers may park there, however the road might be bumpy when it's bad outside. There is no mobile service available. Jackson is roughly a 1-hour drive away. At the end of Granite Creek Road, just above Granite Creek Falls, lies the Granite Hot Springs Pool. Be ready for a lengthy, gorgeous journey on a rough dirt road to get to the pool if you aren't camping nearby. The only ways to get to the hot springs in the winter are via snowmobile, dog sled, skiing, and fat biking. To ensure everyone's safety, to stop people from drinking and driving, and to maintain this wonderful place's family-friendly vibe, alcohol is not permitted in the pool area. Please adhere to the no alcohol rule and make appropriate plans. From this guide, we are planning to share more details on how it is like to visit Granite Hot Springs winter. Is it a good idea to visit Granite Hot Springs winter? Typically, the summer season begins in late May and finishes on October 31st. As late snow melt-off may cause the road opening to be delayed by up to 2 weeks in the spring, be careful to contact ahead to make sure they are open. The summertime business hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. after Labor Day. The winter season lasts from the beginning of December until the start of April. Up until mid-February, business hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Then, they shift to 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. until the closure date. Make sure that you understand the ways available to get here and come accordingly. Greater than read, is traveling a hobby? The ultimate guide to an exciting way of life. Greater than learn about the downsides of traveling as a hobby. What to expect at Granite Hot Springs. Anyone who said that swimming pools are exclusively used in the summer has never visited Granite Hot Springs in the winter. A naturally hot spring with a sizable man-made pool and on-site restrooms, Granite Hot Springs is located in the Gros Ventre Mountains not far from US 191. The springs are 10 kilometers along a groomed but unplowed road and are reachable by snowmobile, dog sled, or cross-country skiing in the winter. A dog sled tour adds a certain level of authenticity to the journey if you're seeking for a brand new, really distinctive experience. The cheapest and most convenient activity is cross-country skiing, but with 10 miles of travel time each way, it is not for the faint of heart. The most common and practical method of getting to the springs is by snowmobiling. Compared to other more distant and more clothing-optional hot springs in the region, the pool's enforced policy on swimsuits, wear them, makes it a particularly family-friendly spot to swim. The experience of taking it all in during the springtime is a fantastic reward for the preparation and execution needed to go there throughout the winter. The site, snuggled against the mountains, is so picturesque it's almost absurd, and the pool is big enough to hold a lot of people without feeling crowded. Granite Hot Springs' greatest thrill is the straightforward act of lying on your back in a 110 degrees pool on a minus 10 degrees, crystal clear day while gazing up through the steam at the surrounding snow-capped peaks. Few important tips to keep in mind. Before you jump back into the water, see who can lie in the snow the longest. A man-made pool may deter some adventurers who prefer a more natural environment, but it offers convenience and comfort during the chilly winter months. Additionally, it offers a lot more room to avoid the crowded conditions that often exist at other well-known hot springs. The Forest Service is in charge of upkeep and charges $6 for adults and $4 for children to use the pool. 10 to 6 are the winter pool hours. To avoid disappointment, contact beforehand, 307-690-6323, since the pool shuts for a month twice a year for maintenance. Exact dates vary depending on the weather. Driving from Jackson south on US 191, turn left at Hoback Junction to go toward Pinedale. 12 miles along 191, turn left into a parking area after seeing Granite Hot Springs signage. The distance to the springs is around 10 kilometers from the parking lot. Usually, the road leading from the parking lot to the springs is well maintained and compacted. What can you do at Granite Hot Springs winter? One of our favorite Jackson Hole activities to suggest to visitors at Inn on the Creek is a trip to Granite Hot Springs. These photos were taken during our innkeeper Lindsay's October excursion to the hot springs. With the exception of 1 month in both spring and autumn, the hot springs are available all year. From a vacation to the hot springs, one may anticipate total relaxation and beautiful scenery. How to get there? In the summer, getting to the pools requires a lengthy drive along a scenic dirt road maintained by the Forest Service. Although the road is generally well kept, it may be a little uneven. The Granite Creek Falls are located not far from where the route passes the hot springs. The short, flat 10-minute hike to the fall's base, where you can see them up close, is absolutely worthwhile. What makes winter a good time to come here? A trip to Granite Hot Springs in the winter necessitates a whole different journey. During the winter, vehicles are not permitted on the Forest Service route that leads from Highway 191. The only ways to get to the pools are via dog sled, snowmobile, or air transport. We advise choosing one of the several tour operators that provide half or full day excursions out to the hot springs. The trips include with a sumptuous meal and a knowledgeable guide who can fill you in on the local fauna and history. There's nothing better than stepping into the hot tubs after a stunning but cold ride. The heated water in the pools will immediately make you feel comfortable. You may choose the area of the pool with the ideal level of heat for you since the water temperature changes throughout the pools. The pools, which were constructed in 1933 by the Civilian Conservation Corps, are filled with warm natural springs, CCC. Final words. Keep these tips in mind and visit Granite Hot Springs winter. Spend a few hours here, if possible. The Granite Hot Springs pool has been immaculately maintained by the Forest Service, and after you've changed, you may unwind on the terrace. Here, you may find some of the state's most breathtaking landscapes.